All right, guys, today's we're going to get things started with this. With Fast and Furious 6 taking in over $700 million worldwide, it should come as no surprise that Sony wants in on the action. It's being reported that Sony will develop a feature film based on the video game franchise Gran Turismo. The sixth installment of the successful video game franchise is set to hit stores later this year. Disney is also already on the car race movie train as they are nearing completion of their video game-based movie Need for Speed. John, what do you think of Sony developing a Gran Turismo movie?
All right, well, okay, so let's get this out of the way. Let's get the gag out of the way, the copycat thing, right? I mean, Fast and Furious 6 does well, so now Need for Speed is getting made. Actually, our own Amy Rosen-Eisenbach just flew out to Detroit to do a set visit with Aaron Paul and the other cast of Need for Speed. So they're doing one video game-based race car movie. And now Sony announces they're going to go do Gran Turismo. I remember playing Gran Turismo, I think back in like 1998 or something like that, like on the original PlayStation. Fun game at the time. It was like it blew my mind at the time. But honestly, the copycat thing, you know, some of the greatest inventions and some of the greatest movies have kind of come from being copycats if you can take something, improve upon it, and make it better. But can this be as good as Fast and the Furious 5 or Fast and the Furious 6? Well, actually it can be, because if you think about the video game, there is no real story to it. I mean, not really. There's not a big narrative, which means all they're doing is taking the concept of Gran Turismo. They're just taking the concept, and they have the freedom to get some really good screenwriters and build their own story around it. So really, it's going to be a car-based movie that just happens to wear the label of Gran Turismo. So therefore, I think this film is going to have about as good of a chance as any to be, you know, sharp and to be good and to be watchable, and just as much opportunity to suck at the same time. But I really don't have a problem with them doing it. Schnepp, what do you think about it?
Car racing is one of my least favorite sports on the planet. I specifically didn't see the Pixar movie Cars because, it's these cars going around in a circle. I mean, I've never gotten car racing ever. Since a kid all the way to being a grown man. I don't understand it. Like, I get it now. To be honest, now I watch sometimes like 3 minutes of it just because they have mini cameras all installed everywhere. So you have like that ground level shot and then the dude shaking. And then so they have all these really cool shots of a car going around in a circle repeatedly with other cars. So, you know, Thor was in that car movie that came out this past summer. Didn't see it. So, you know, the only movies that I actually like that involve cars...
dude, that movie hasn't even come out. That movie hasn't come out yet.
Oh, it hasn't? Okay,
no.
I saw a commercial for it. I said, there's Thor. He's in, like, some weird racing suit. I'm not seeing it. That's just me, though. I'm like, it's like not... I'm not anti-car. I'm anti-car racing, to me. So I'm like in some minority. Please don't hate on me if you like watching cars go around in circles. Or hate on me, please. I bring it. I'm just saying... Need for Speed sounds awesome because it's not a car racing movie. It's a bunch of characters and gangs who use cars to do things as well as race. It's like, so that's why like Fast and Furious works. It was a car racing movie that was about all these other things that also involved drifting and all this kind of racing and also criminal activity. So Gran Turismo just, you know, I played it too. It's a cool game. The texture mapping looked awesome. Like, it was like, wow, it's really amazing how they had that lighting and stuff. It's like, I don't know how that translates into a movie. So, unless it's about car racing. So, I mean, because that's what Gran Turismo is. It's like, it's a heist movie wrapped inside of a giant, Gran Turismo. I don't know. I'm not into it. That's all I can say.